Hey guys, welcome to question FM119 of the Further Maths Fortify study guide. So this question reads, a beginner skateboarder aims to increase the height of his ollie by 5% each fortnight. The height of his ollie, ON, in centimeters after n fortnights would be modeled by the rule, and then we're given these 5 options. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each of the 5 options and we're going to talk about what each of these recurrence relations would actually mean. So starting with A, we have going from one term in the sequence to the next term in the sequence, we have 1.05 times one term takes us to the next term. Now, this is a good thing to start practicing, guys, starting to get familiar with what these numbers actually mean. So when we multiply something by 1.05, what we're actually doing is increasing by 5%. And the way that works is that 1.05 times ON is going to give us 105% of the number that we had originally. Which is an increase. So I'm just going to put a little dash through that. Increase of 5%. So already that's looking like our answer. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all of the other options. I'm going to talk about what each of those would mean. So moving on to option B. Going from one ollie to the next ollie, we have 1.5 times one term takes us to the next term. Now this 1.5 would translate to a 150%. So 150% of one ollie takes us to the next one, which is actually an increase of not 5%, but 50%. Moving down here, one ollie to the next times by 0.05. This is 0.05 is 5%. So this is going to find 5% of our ollie, which is actually, if we were to find this amount and then add it onto our original ollie, then that would take us to the next one. But in this case, this 0.05 as opposed to the 1.05 is just finding the 5%. So if we were to continue using 0.05, we would actually find ourselves decreasing by 95% each time, because we're finding 5% of this value takes us to the next one. So this amount would get smaller and smaller and smaller very quickly. Option D, going from one ollie to the next plus 5, this is just going to add 5 centimeters onto our ollie each time. So there's no percentage increase here, which is what we're looking for. This is purely adding on 5 centimeters each time. And the same goes for E. We've got here one ollie to the next, add 1.5. This is going to add 1.5 centimeters. So the two most likely options that you guys are going to be looking at is probably option A and C. If you guys have any questions about why it's option A instead of option C, or even any of the other options, please hit us up in the comments below and we'd be happy to help. See you in the next video.